Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, gonna be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson.
Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank. Dude, I'm your host, Strider Wilson, dude. We got an extra special treat. He's back, baby. Frickin', probably the favorite, I'm going to say expert, dude. An expert in Stoke, expert in history, and a frickin' expert in vibes. Welcome back, Harmony McElligott, to the pod, dude.
Yes, dude. What up, Strider?
Dude,
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course, bro.
Man. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Fired up, dude.
Got no place else to go.
Yeah, dude. Did you ask me before we started? You're like, hey, man, is it cool if I sleep here, dude? Yeah, you're like, hey,
Take
can
me
I
back.
push a few of these chairs together, just hang out?
Man, I'm here, man. I'm ready to go.
Dude, what's good with you, dude? What's new, dude?
Dude, what is new, man? I haven't seen you in a while, man. It was crazy that we had those fires we were dealing with. We both had to escape town and everything.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, we did. Dude, you go to the desert?
No, man. Well, I went down south.
Oh, you did?
I went down
You went to
south,
Mexico?
Dude. I went no, not to Mexico. Towards like Orange County. That's where
Oh,
I headed
yeah,
out,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
dude. Yeah, it's crazy,
same.
dude. Like, but it takes a while before it hits you because you're like looking out the window and I could see the fires and stuff on like the Hollywood
Dude,
Hills
yes.
for the Sunset Fire happening. But like at first you're almost just like there's like fire outside.
Yeah,
You're just like-
exactly.
And then you're like, oh, I'm supposed to leave? Like, what, dude? You gotta
I
think
know.
about what do you pack in an emergency? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, you
My
got,
vape.
dude, vapes, check.
Done, dude. My favorite tank top, check.
Tank tops,
Band of Brothers
check, dude.
DVDs, check.
Check, dude. Got the skateboard, check.
Fucking
Longboard,
dude.
check. Bass guitar, check,
Yup,
dude. And then you're
yup.
cruising out. You're like, oh, shit, I forgot grandma. Fuck,
Dude.
dude. Fuck, gotta turn around. Oh, hope it's not too late.
Grandma's
Shit,
back
man.
playing with your Xbox, dude. You're like,
Yeah,
Grandma, thank you
oh,
for
shit.
freaking getting that, dude.
Yeah.
Good call.
Dude, I know. I actually came back for the Xbox. And
Yeah,
I'm so-
exactly,
now I remembered you're
exactly.
here, too. Yeah, it's
I love you,
crazy,
Grandma.
man.
That was fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy times, man.
dude.
I was driving today and I saw a restaurant or whatever. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's called Egg Slut.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
I don't
yes.
like that. What's
I'm
with
out.
these degenerate titles and stuff? You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like calling it an egg slut. That's the name of your restaurant. I'm sorry, but like there's kids around here like, Mom, I want to go to Egg Slut. Like, don't even say the name of that restaurant.
Yeah, dude.
Don't say the name.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
what-
know, we
what
wanna
is
go
all
to
this?
Egg Slut. Yeah, let's go. Like, stop it. You can't. You're not gonna be like, hey, let's open a restaurant. We'll call it Burger Whore. You know, coffee bukkake, latte espresso. Come on, what's happening in the world?
Dude, I think
So we're
this-
just gonna call it egg slut and just put these giant signs up for everyone. What's an egg slut, Dad?
Let's cruise over to Pancake Jizz.
some
Exactly.
pancake jizz, dude. Dude, maybe Virgin Atlantic, the airline, had it wrong, dude. They should have just been fucking, Slut Atlantic, dude.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I saw that. I wasn't down with it, man, dude.
Yeah,
It's
they just want
crazy,
attention, dude. It's like the business model is just like get attention and then whatever product you get. Because I've been
Oh,
to Egg
man.
Slut. It's actually not even that good, dude.
Dude,
It's not even that good.
I'm never
And I
going
got a
there.
rash,
I'm not
dude.
going there. I don't know what kind of like crazy people are like, we're just gonna call it egg slut and just I don't know. It conjures up all kinds of visual. I think it's just inappropriate. Come on. And you know what's so funny? On the opposite side of town, I went to a place, Gratitude Cafe.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Oh, bro. It's a little pricey, right?
It is, yeah,
And
it's no joke.
it's hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But they're very like, when they come and they serve you their food, they're like, you are noble, you are graceful, you are honorable. I'm like, you are ripping me off, lady. I don't know what's going on around here, but this is the most I've ever paid for a smoothie.
Dude, I want classic deli service. I want good food. I want the waiter or waitress to be a little disgruntled. I kind of want them to hate me.
I want to go to a deli or a diner where whatever you ask for, they say, what do you think this place is?
Yes,
Then I know
exactly.
it's going to be.
I know it'll be good.
It'll be good food.
They don't even want me
pancakes.
in there. Yes, I do still want some jizz sauce for my pancakes, though. I
Exactly.
do want that.
Well, you have to drizzle it on.
What are you gonna do?
What are
You
you
take
gonna
that
do?
home.
Yeah.
Homemade. What are you gonna do,
Yeah, man.
dude?
It's crazy.
We're gonna be talking some fun subjects today. We always like to talk and chat it up, dude. Hit up Ye Rustic, dude.
Ye Rustic.
Meet a new server who's just going through a breakup,
Every
as
single
always.
time.
Someone we've never seen there before.
Fishnet stockings all the way up, cut off jean shorts,
Yup.
lots of bad tattoos,
Yup. A boy-
fog of cigarette smoke,
Yes.
a tear in the eye.
An ex-boyfriend who hangs out on his motorcycle the entire shift,
So-
just outside chain smoking on his bike the entire shift.
yeah.
She used to work at Hoagie Harlot.
Hoagie
What's
Harlot.
Hoagie Harlot? That falls along one of our. That actually
That
sounds
sounds
kind of
like-
classy, Aaron. That's classy. Okay.
Hoagie
What about
Harlot.
the a post office called the Tramp Stamp? And
I like
all
that.
the postal workers have butterfly wing tattoos above on their lower back.
Yeah, no, I dig that. Yeah.
Do you like that look, dude?
What look?
Like the Tramp Stamp look? Can I say that?
Well, you just did.
I just did, and guess
yeah,
what?
No,
We don't
it's a-
take it
it's a-
back.
It's a classic. I think it's a. It's kind of like the mohawk, or it's something
Yeah.
people get, something people do. It is what it is. I just don't understand getting a tattoo that you'll never see. You know,
That's kind of true.
like and the only people who are seeing it, I mean,
Yeah, dude. He's a
like, no, it looks good. Looks real good. I
some
like
fugitive
that
truck
tattoo.
driver. I got to get out of here. I got to get
Listen,
out of here,
babe, I
man.
only got 2 minutes left. I got to get going.
Dude. Yeah, maybe it's a benevolent thing. It's for someone else. It's the ink
It
for
is.
someone.
Yeah.
Maybe before Harmony, if you'll indulge me, before we get into our topic today, which I'm fired up to talk about. I was going to say we go to Ye Rustic, we have a nice $80 meal somehow, even if we have one beer or have no food, somehow it's always $80.
Always $80. Always $80.
Doesn't
And they'll
matter.
switch servers. The server who
Oh,
takes the
yeah.
order is not going to be the one who closes you out.
Never.
It's a different server altogether.
And it's usually a dude who's just hanging out at the next table who happens to be working. Like,
Yeah.
hey, can you work?
Sometimes just a noble customer will take over. But
Yeah.
I see that no one's helping out. I can help close you guys' tab if you like.
I'm trained
I
on
don't
the
work
toast
here.
thing. I can use one of those little, toast things or whatever that is and bring it to you.
Yeah.
So here's what I like to talk about. Just remind me. This is a little segment I like to call personal time travel. You can go back into time, into any era of Harmony's life,
Oh.
your life,
Ooh.
okay? And you can fix anything from your life,
A
okay?
quantum leap scenario.
Yes, this is a quantum leap. So for me, for instance, I might go back, and I remember in high school one time, I was catching rhythm from a lady, and me and my buddy were hanging out.
And catching rhythm, for those who don't know, what the hell is that?
like this
She's
girl.
doing like this, and it kind of rubs off on you. And you're like, hey, all right. All right.
we were kind of into each
Catching
other.
each other's rhythm.
I had a crush on said girl, and
You fancied her.
I fancied this. I fancied this wench. This is a history podcast. Let's just say, let's just use the name Christy, whatever, even though that's not her name, just to, just in case she listens.
Yeah.
And probably doesn't though. She's moved on. Has a cool Australian pro surfer husband, a lot of kids. She's crushing life. Anyway, if I was going to go back and rewrite Strider's history, I would think this could have been a cool moment in my life, where I found out, was hanging out with my boy. We went in the jacuzzi. He kind of went off with his lady. They were kind of hanging out, whatever. Then it was me and Christy hanging out, and we were hanging out. I was cracking a few jokes, dude. Harmony, I was on fire. I was making her laugh, dude. I was like, this is what's up. I'm dialed in.
All right.
Making her laugh.
Let's go.
And then it came to a point where it was like giving her a little back massage. Okay, cool. Still felt the need because I was uncomfortable to keep making her laugh. And then in hindsight, and at some point she starts laughing, the laughing starts to fade, and she does a very audible, and then she's like, you know what? I might just go burn us a CD, because that's like kind of what we were doing before. Like that was part of our courting process. And I was like, yeah, for sure, burn a CD. Put on like the thong song on there. Funny. She's like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna make that. And in hindsight, I should have just gone in for the move. So I would say in Strider's personal history, I should have gone in for the mac and cheese instead of being so in my own dome and just keeping making jokes. Sometimes you got to know when to stop. It would be like if James Bond, he has like witty one-liners like, why, right, yes, like, my goodness, like, we're in the Blue Danube waltz. Well, I don't know, something witty about, I'm feeling a little blue if I have to waltz alone, would you like it? And then she's like, very good. But if he kept saying puns, like, well, if one person two to tango, but waltz, and she'd just be like, shut the fuck up, dude. That's basically what I did. So, in Harmony's history, in this little personal time travel scenario, what would you go back in time? What do you think would alter the course of your life?
Alter the course of my life,
or create a good ass memory for you. And mine's more of a good ass memory because I love my dank wife. Don't want that to change, but the butterfly effect, dude. The tramp stamp tattoo effect.
Yeah. Man, that's a great question. I'm trying to think of something. I don't know of any times I tried to be so funny.
Doesn't have to be. It can be anything, bro.
It
could be used longboarding, where you wish you would have gone harder. Could be anything, bro.
Yeah, man.
Could be you have been like, hey, I wish I would have beat this guy in a fight.
All right, yeah, man. I got one for you. I got a couple for you, man.
Let's go,
all right,
bro.
Let's
I'm
talk
buckled
about
up.
it, dude. One time I was in school, right? And when I was in school, I used to do this trick where I had a skateboard and I would run along. I would bust out a handstand on my skateboard and ride on my hands. Dude, sickest thing ever. Be like, what, dude? And I was good at it, right? So I would like run alongside it, pop up on my hands, and then ride up on my handstand on my skateboards. You know what I mean? So one time, I was at school and everything, and there was it was a lunch break, so everyone's like sitting out on the steps and everything, and I'm like, I'm like walking around, and I see some kid, he's got his own skateboard there. He's like, hey, bro, let me see your skateboard, dude. Let's see your skateboard. You guys want to see something sick, dude? And they're like, yeah, man, let's see what's up, dude. So I grabbed this dude's board, right? And then I ran with it, and I popped down, and I started to do my handstand, right? And everyone's like, whoa, that's the shit, dude. What's up, dude? And I'm fucking riding it, dude. And I should have popped off, right? After I got a big applause break, But I'm riding it, I'm just like, sick, dude, And then the board goes into a crack in the ground, and it paused, dude. So it went boom right on my head, dude. I landed up my head on the ground, dude. And I got up, dude. There's like blood coming all down my face, and like looked like the dude from Pet Cemetery just got hit by a truck, So first it sounded like I'm riding the board. I was like, whoa, and then I crashed. I was like, whoa, shit, dude. And I got up, and I'm like, that's fine, dude. It's your board. The trucks are loose. You got to tighten these trucks, bro. Dude, then,
so what you would have gone back
man.
and got off sooner, or what would you have done?
So what happened was I was like, yo, man, I went to the doctor later because I was like, I think I got to get this looked at. I got like my brain, I'm like, trying to put back in there and everything, I'm like, nah, that's good, man. That doesn't matter. That's the part I don't need, whatever. They say you only use 10% of this anyways, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So whatever. So I go to the doctor and he like wrapped up my head with like a bandage and everything, dude. And I'm like, dude, I can't go back to school wearing the bandage. You know what I mean? People are going to be like, hey, dude, what happened? I'm like, dude, you should see the pavement. So anyway, yeah. So dude, yeah, man, I was like, dude, what am I gonna do, man? So I was like thinking I should just like put on like a prayer cap or something, and just tell people like, just change my religion and everything, I'm like, oh, I'm actually quite spiritual now. I got this big old prayer cap dude, I was wearing. But yeah, no, I just did like beanies and stuff and then to like cover it up, it's like
sick style.
I don't know that would have like altered too much, history or anything like that, but I do know that I remember, yeah, that was yeah, dude, that sucked.
That was big.
Dude. That sucked, dude.
It's one of those things where you're like, damn, dude. Just that's like what I hearkened to first was like just those moments where I'll think to myself and I'll just go, oh man. Wish that didn't. You should have just dismounted sooner, dude.
Yeah.
Glory, dude. You were seeking that glory.
Yeah, and I skated too close to the sun.
Yes, dude, you did.
Too close to the sun.
Fucking Icarus, dude. Is that Icarus, bro? Fucking Icarus.
Icarus, dude. But yeah, man, it was all good, dude. My head recovered, dude. People, forgot about it. Didn't matter so much, But But that's just the thing, because back in the old days, we were allowed to make mistakes. We were allowed to be human and have embarrassing moments, dude. If that were to happen today, dude, that'd be like on the cover of, whatever. Like, dude, idiot falls off board.
Totally.
What a loser.
Everyone would have it on their camera.
Etched in history, like completely just etched in history. And it's like, now, in the old days, something happened. You move on from it. Everybody moves on from it,
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, there's a permanent record of it. Where's the spiritual growth with that?
Yeah.
Where's the spiritual? Before it's like, well, I've healed, I've changed, I'm not the same, whatever, like this and that. Now it's just like, so you could live your whole life. You could like cure cancer. You could like save the world. But people are still like, nah, you're that guy that fucking ate shit that one time on that video or whatever.
Exactly,
No, you're the guy that proposed and got rejected at the Lakers game or whatever,
Trying to freaking you got to outlive the name. You got to do something. You got to do something great to surpass that.
No,
dude.
even if you do, that's my point. Even if you did the greatest thing in the world, you could be Alexander the Great. They'd be like, no, that's Alexander who ate shit trying to.
And I think it does drive these guys. Like Elon in his book famously got bullied a lot, and he does all this stuff trying to outdo that. But I still think there's probably just one dude named like Evan who bullied him. Who Elon's like, Evan still thinks I'm a bitch, and I'm like, yeah, he probably does.
That's the
he
thing.
Probably does think he's a bitch.
Back in the old days, bullies used to be like, hey, I'll kick your fucking ass, you right, dweeb? Hey, dog, what are you doing? Now they're like, I'm going to make a code that will ruin
exactly,
your life.
Bro. Yeah, exactly. The nerds are the bullies now, dude.
I will destroy you.
Yeah. We just need good old-fashioned, just strong dudes, nerds. This is just a little bit of a symbiote. And, of course, things can't get too out of hand, but there's a sweet zone. There's a sweet zone, baby. Maybe it's like siblings and stuff like that. You just keep people in check. Checks and balances are an important thing in life, I guess is my point. And part of that is swirlies. And swirlies is the best, most effective method of that sometimes. We're going to be talking today. Let's get to our topic. Now,
let's get it started in here.
Let's get to the topic, baby. We're talking Otzi the Iceman, dude. Don't be confused with Iceman from Top Gun.
He might have been his great descendant, though. We do not know.
True.
I could easily see him being the descendant of Otzi.
This guy
Iceman.
was a badass, dude. So
he could have been a rapper too. Iceman. Like back in the 90s, rappers always had ice in their name, like Ice-T,
Correct.
Ice Cube,
Yes.
Vanilla Ice. Then we got the Iceman.
This to set the table and the harmony. Please educate us here because I've got a little research here, but let me just set the timetable here. We're talking late Neolithic era, dude. Now you might be asking yourself, what does that mean, dude? Neolithic. So
I'm not the lithic.
yeah, dude. There's Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. Now we're talking. This is before writing. This is pre-history. Paleolithic. Basically, there's like 2.5 million years when we have like our ancestral fucking, like hominids and hominoids and whatever, and they're evolving and shit. And then like 30,000 years ago, like kind of in the Paleolithic era, we do humans today, like Homo sapiens, still share the earth with like Neanderthals and like Dio-Venetians or whatever the fuck. And Paleolithic is described by like paleo means stone. We're using some.
It's actually the diet that I'm on right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is maybe you've heard elite podcasters talk about Paleolithic, dude, and how it makes you jacked. They would have a lot of like bone broth stuff and shit like that. They would carve small figurines with stone, clay bones, antlers, dude. And basically, like, this was the last end of the Ice Age, okay? And climate change. That enables man to kind of get out of these caves, like cavemen, right? Start walking around a little bit. Then you get this Mesolithic period where you have a semi-sedentary lifestyle. This is around 10,000 BC to 8,000 BC. Paleolithic is kind of like millions of years all the way up to like, and these are all fluctuate, 30,000 BC to 10,000 BC, something like that. Mm-hmm. Basically, we're using small tools at this point, arrows, antlers, spears. Agricultural introduced very in certain aspect, like very small amount of agriculture at this point. Neolithic, you get to development of agriculture and domesticated animals becomes a little more complex. Okay, and this is going to play into a theory of mine, Harmony, of what happens with Otzi's fate here. But basically, cultivated cereal grains, polished hands, axes, plowing, and I'm not just talking about boning. I'm talking about plowing and tilling land. Pottery, which is debatable. Sometimes pottery comes first, sometimes it comes second, depends on what region. So in different regions, Neolithic, Mesolithic to Neolithic to then, Bronze Age, iron, and so on. There's slight overlap depending where you want. But what we're dealing with is late Neolithic, about 5,300 years ago.
Yo,
okay?
Man, Otzi
So this
was
is
the
BC,
Copper
baby.
Age, they said, for Otzi, right?
Late Neolithic, copper, exactly.
Okay.
Like that border. Because where he was found, like the Alps.
Give it up, Copper. We got you surrounded.
Yeah, exactly. Copper?
Copper?
Ah.
Copper Age, eh?
Here's the thing, Copper. You need me just as much as I need you.
See?
Mm,
Got you surrounded. Give it up, see?
You might as well let me go. Crooks like me keep you in job. Also, I keep your life interesting, don't I? What are you going to do? Go home to your boring wife?
So, yeah, Copper Age. So they discovered, this would have been around the Copper Age of Otzi, right? So Otzi was discovered in 1991 in the Alps between Italy and Austria.
Yep.
Some hikers were just hiking along in the mountains doing their thing, and then they saw what they thought was just maybe like a dead hiker or something like that. They found the human remains of a dude frozen in the ice. They're like, "What's all this about?" Like, "Oh, dude, is that Jeff?"
Yeah, dude.
We
Jeff,
haven't seen him in years. Is that Jeff?
He got upset last night when we were playing, spades
He
together.
walked
cards.
out.
Yeah, he left.
Stormed out, and we haven't seen him since. I should have been nicer. So they start digging him up, and that's when they realize, oh my God, I think this might be something significant, because they found all of his toolkit. They found his little copper axe, and then they saw his grass shoes and his clothing, his leather clothing, completely preserved intact, like the best preserved or the oldest preserved human remains in history, right?
Yeah.
So they found him there, and that's when they uncovered him, and it became a huge sensation back when it, like the Iceman, everybody's talking about the Iceman. They discovered him, the Iceman, and he comes out. I think his name might have been named after the region or something.
It was
like
the region,
that.
exactly. Like the
Yeah.
Otzi Valley, and that's what helped. It was like a Goldilocks condition to perfectly preserve him, because when he died, and we'll get into maybe why he died, bro, but when he died, shortly thereafter, there was a fucking glacial slide that covered up this canyon and crevasse that he was in. So it was a fucking ice tomb, bro. Perfectly kept and preserved, dude.
And
Walt Disney style.
We'll get to the part when he moved to Encino and met Polly
yes,
Shore,
dude.
which was crazy. He went to school. He went to high school. I don't know if you heard about this,
Bro, did I tell you this? Do you know this movie Encino Man? Do you know what it's called in other parts of the world?
What?
California Man.
Ooh.
Dude, yeah, my buddy from England, he's like, I was talking about Encino Man and I was explaining it, and he's like, wait, what? You're talking about California Man. It's kind of like a Royale with cheese.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, kinda crazy.
'Cause that's interesting, because Encino, they don't even know what that is.
I love that movie, Brendan.
It's a great,
fucking
great
Encino
movie.
Man, dude.
Great movie. Possibly inspired by the story of Otzi.
Yeah.
Now, they say he's about over 5,000 years old, preserved. They even know what he had to eat. Before they had wild berries and grains. They say he had medicinal kits with him, full of all of his herbs and spices. He had a fire making kit with him. He had his first aid kit and everything with him. Tools and they said he had various leathers too, which is kind of interesting. He had lots of different leathers. So what if he was some kind of what if he was the first person into kink? That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
He's
I love
I've
this.
got leathers, and
Dude.
I'm going from village to village showing my leather goods.
Yes, guys, let me tell you something here. I have
This
these
is the
leathers. They're
best.
fun. This one is Ibex, very smooth.
It's
You can
tight.
fit in any orifice. Whatever you like, whatever you're into, just let me know.
Just let me know. So they don't know if he was a traveler or what. Some people think he might have been a chieftain of
Yeah.
a local tribe, because he had that that badass little copper axe with him, which would have been significant at that time.
Correct. Yeah, that was a
So-
valuable. That was a fucking valuable thing.
They say Otzi, he went hiking in the mountains. He went up the trail and then he was killed. But, people wonder, well, what was his life? What was it like? Some people say, was he a chieftain? Did he rule the tribe of other people like him? Which would suck for them because, it's like the rest of the tribe were like, dude, I think our chief ditched us, bro. Like,
He's
we haven't
out,
seen
dude.
our chief in a while. Like,
Exactly,
we're a
dude.
disappointing tribe, We're a disappointing tribe.
He had all the power.
He walked
left.
out. He just left.
Multiple wives. He's not into any of us.
Yeah, he's just like, he just walked out on us. Like
Now-
they're like blaming themselves. This is our fault. This is our fault. But I think Otzi, he went. They say like he was well groomed and stuff too,
Yeah.
which means he and he was pretty jacked. So maybe he was like into. They say like the cavemen of his time were into like their looks, how they look. They wanted to be
Bro.
like slick. So he was jacked. He looked good. I think he was probably hunting for chicks.
I agree.
He's like, I'm tired of the ladies in my tribe. I'm gonna go hunting, and everyone's like, all right, Otzi's gonna go do his thing. He's gonna come bring back whatever chicks he can find, that are hanging out in the neighboring caves.
Yep.
So he's out doing his thing, marching through the Alps and everything. And and what's interesting was they say that Otzi, had about like I read 61 tattoos,
Yeah,
and
but
I
he had
read
ink.
57. He had lots of tattoos, you know what I mean?
So he's badass.
So like, Otzi, the caveman with all, he had, can you imagine he had all these tattoos that would probably said like no regrets or something like
dude.
that. What do you think tattoos he would have had?
I'm hoping a tramp stamp. I would hope he
I
would
think-
have a sick fucking like, maybe like some antlers back there, like
I think he
know-
would have probably up on the chest would have the established 5000 BC.
dude, great call.
Established
Yes.
5000 BC, and in Old English writing Otzi across
Yeah,
his
this is
chest,
before like any text or whatever, but he definitely would have like something that said like family,
Yeah.
something like that.
Family,
like, honor, exactly. bravery.
Alps.
Yep. Fucking probably,
berries.
probably like a sick ass like on his back, like whatever god he believed in,
Yeah.
like coming for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like some ancient.
A coiled snake.
yeah, definitely. Or maybe a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh yeah.
Probably a
I could
saber-toothed
easily
tiger
see that.
necklace, dude.
Yeah. Or it's like, what would be the equivalent of like the hip guns tattoo? The guys with the hip
yes,
guns. So when you wear
yes.
your board shorts, it looks like you got
Hip
the guns
copper
up on
axes,
the- yeah,
two hip-
two copper axes.
Great
on the
call.
hips.
Very sick.
He's doing his thing.
Probably the fucking, it's not confirmed, but like probably the California bear flag tattoo on his calf.
Exactly.
Probably down there because you got to have that.
An eagle spreading wings.
Yep,
Yeah. A
yep.
bear roaring. Something
Mhm.
like that.
Just all sorts of sick ink. Yeah,
His mother's name in cursive.
yeah, dude. Mrs. Otzi.
Mrs. Otzi.
Yeah, dude. No question that's there.
Yeah, so and all right, so let's talk about this. So we know he went hiking through the Alps.
Yeah.
We know he was important. He had lots of, equipment. He had
Leathers.
lots of leathers with him. He had his axe with him. He was jacked. He was tatted up. He was well groomed. He was out doing his thing.
Because he had a haircut. They showed
Yeah,
that he had
he
like
had a
trimmed his hair.
haircut.
He had a sick haircut.
He had to look good back then.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's gonna hunt
So
for chicks. You don't get
he's
not get a
out there,
haircut.
exactly. So this was his equivalent of like, I'm going out. you
Yup.
know? I'm going out. So that was it. He was going out,
Yeah.
and doing his thing and everything, which is I don't know if we have any pictures of Otzi, if you can show any of them, but he's so well preserved and everything
Yeah,
too.
Aaron, maybe you might be able to find a sick picture of Otzi, dude.
Yeah, he's very photogenic. But they found him up in
Jacked,
there and
handsome.
everything.
Fucking,
Super, yeah.
But they're
probably the
theorizing
chieftain.
because you were saying his body was so well preserved. At first, they're like maybe he slipped, fucking cracked a rib. He did have some bones that were hurt, but they were mended.
They
They'd
said
already mended.
he's been a fighter because
Yes.
he's had like former cracked ribs and things
Mhm.
like that. So he probably fought off like bears and
For sure.
other wannabe chieftains,
Yeah.
challenging his, he
Yeah.
had to like shut down those challengers.
Mhm.
Dude, what if he had just had like an argument and then he just stormed off and that was probably it? What, he left.
Yeah, dude. He's like, I need to go for a walk.
I'm
and
going
think
for-
about this.
I need to think about this.
Yeah.
I need to blow off some steam.
I'm gonna
So,
go. I'm gonna go play with some of my leather, dude.
yeah. So
They were theorizing one thing that they did find in him was tapeworm, dude. He had a
Ooh.
fucking long ass
Ancient
tapeworm inside it. Whipworm. He also suffered from arthritis.
Yeah. Bad
But
back.
neither of these conditions contributed to his death. He was fine, dude.
He also had restless leg syndrome. He had
exactly a little ADHD,
a little bit of ADHD,
somewhat
difficulty focusing.
Yeah, an addiction to herbs.
He was a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
That's why he carried his medical equipment with him everywhere. He's always thought he was sick, whatever. But what's really interesting about Otzi is not just who he was and whatever, but how he died.
Mm-hmm.
They found an arrow in him, right? So the legend has it, or what we believe is, he was murdered.
Yeah,
Otzi was murdered, right? There he is, there, right? That's them in 1991 discovering him.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, you would think that's just a thawing out body.
He looks like he's boning in that picture.
Yeah, he's probably he probably made a crevasse. He's like, look, dude, I'm gonna bleed out. Let me just get one last
Do you have
bone
him
session
face
in.
side up or anything? And this was like Siegfried and Roy that discovered him. They were on their winter trip.
Yeah, look at these
together.
two guys, dude. Those are some sick-ass threads these guys got on. Sick pink jacket.
We're Jim and Jerry,
Dude,
mountain explorers.
Both these guys are Jim Henson. Like, oh, we found a new Muppet. Two Jim Hensons, dude.
Yeah.
So,
but they got him. He's up there. Dude, it kind of looks like he's
dapping it up, kind of.
Maybe he was a Nazi. What's he doing? Is that what he's doing?
Or all the apologists for Elon? No, that's more Roman.
It's actually an ancient. It goes back to prehistoric times.
Exactly.
They've been doing this. This
it doesn't
hand
mean
gesture.
that at all.
That's wild. Yeah.
Dude, I wish you could see his hog. Guaranteed it was fat.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed had a fat D piece, dude.
Easily, dude.
No
He's Otzi,
question.
dude. He's the chief. Dude.
Yup.
There's no way he would have been chief without
These
all that.
marks are all the tattoos as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sick.
Dude.
Oh, so he had a lot of calf tattoos.
T1,
Yeah.
T2.
And he did have a lower back tattoo. Look.
Nice, dude.
T7 and T5, he's got some tramp stamps, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pennywise tattoo.
I
on
like
calf.
that. He's got
Yep.
calf tats, too.
Dude, he's got some on his wrist. Maybe he does some marathons.
Dude, he's got a spiral on there somewhere.
Guaranteed, dude.
A spiral.
Guaranteed.
No mercy, it says.
Yeah, dude.
No mercy. Yeah, so they think Otzi could have been murdered. Someone murdered Otzi. So what that is crazy, and what's really interesting about this is that, the murder, is that he got killed. He was found with all of his belongings. So whoever killed him didn't take his axe, didn't take it. That would have been worth a lot of
For
stuff.
sure, the copper.
Those were
yeah.
significant things. So was this an act of vengeance? Was this an act of just was it in the moment, what's that, second degree murder or aggravated assault?
Aggravated assault, yeah.
Yeah, was it something like that? Were they stalking him, following him in the woods? You know what I mean?
Maybe he killed a few of them and and then escaped by foot to this remote place and bled out.
You know what? I would, because they found it, and if they ruled it as a homicide, this case has to have been thrown to some detective, right? So,
Yes.
look, Johnson, we got another homicide for you to figure out. And he's like, I got to figure out who killed Otzi. Imagine being that detective who's on the case.
Case open.
Case has been reopened. It's a homicide. Someone wanted him dead. Who was it? Yeah, he's gathering clues,
Fucking
all this stuff.
Chris Nolan directs that, dude. You go to the Alps, dude. It's like Insomnia style. You're out there, dude. I play a creep in a lodge. I'm like, I don't know what would have happened to Otzi. I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe my ancient. I mean, I come from a long line of ancestors who have had this lands for a long time. I don't know.
It was about the land, so that's why you did it. You son of a bitch.
This is our home.
Yeah, no, man. Some detective somewhere's got to be the one who's left with this case. We got an open homicide on our hands here. You got to figure it out. Because it wouldn't have been back then. They had no detectives. Imagine an ancient caveman detective having to go around and figure all that stuff out, man. But you know what's interesting?
Dude, he'd have ancient fingerprints, though.
He'd
have fingerprints, dude, from the cave paintings. He'd be like, does this match?
But, bro, check this out. There's some people that speculate in neighboring in neighboring caves. They found artwork, which they think is they found artwork, and they think that it's depicting Otzi's homicide.
Really?
There's drawings of a guy with an arrow, and people are like, think that was the ancient newspaper, like, local
Oh,
chieftain
shit.
slain in arrow fight.
Dude, yeah, dude, total badass.
Yeah. Chieftain slain.
How you
a
identify
tribe
him?
mourns.
It's this new administration. They're coming in. They're changing things. The DA ain't gonna get anything done.
Yeah, man. And
Here's a rendering of what he would look like.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
Although this has been disproven, I guess, by DNA, he would be bald, no hair on top.
Interesting.
Dude, he kind of looks like
Wim
The-
Hof.
Wim Hof. He does kind of look like
I was
Wim Hof.
thinking
It's a
Willem
great-
Dafoe, maybe, or
little
like,
Willem- or the guy from who's the guy in
He's a-
Pulp Fiction, whose house they go to clean up
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. Kind
The
of looks a little
wolf.
Harvey. Yeah, the wolf.
The
Kind of looks a
wolf.
little Harvey Keitel to
He
me.
kind of looks like the guy that lives under the bridge near my apartment.
Yeah, dude, exactly, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you get those guys.
He
yeah.
looks like an animatronic dude on like a 1949 gold rush miner as well.
Looks
dude.
like at any minute he's gonna be like, "You don't know shit."
Oh yeah,
Fuck you, bitch.
he definitely is a guy who doesn't like change. I'll tell you that.
Unless it's coinage, and he'll take
Yes,
that.
then
you
he'll
know.
melt it down, put it on a tip of a spear, and kill you with it, dude.
Let me tell you what happened in case,
Now-
son. In case you forgot.
Dude,
You
So-
wouldn't be having that smoothie if it wasn't for me, you son of a bitch. Now,
he
where's...
in the Bronze Age, in the Neolithic, like I mentioned, this is when we had early agriculture. In different times, I mean, your cave is your home, but this is when humans were becoming territorial. So maybe a motive for this murder is territory, which is something that wouldn't have happened, in the previous 1,000 years. He might have just wandered into somebody's hunting grounds or area where they farm or something like that, where they're like, I kind of have claim to this area, whereas in the past, everyone was nomadic. You're always just cruising around.
Man,
And
yeah,
he might have
man.
he might have stumbled into some territory and then got frickin' sniped, dude.
No, man. I imagine, what if he got into like a fight before with somebody, and then he thought he won, so now he's doing his thing, and he's marching through the Alps, and the last thing he hears is, "Hey, Otzi!" And he turns around, and he's like, "You missed." And then and he gets.
Do you think the guy that shot him with the arrow,
I'm back, you son of a bitch.
when he hit him with a clear shot, do you think the guy went, Yahtzee? Ooh, Yahtzee.
Yeah.
I just got Otzi.
Yeah, man. I think he probably said some bad shit, dude. He's like,
Yo, Otzi,
Yeah, man.
you finished.
Crazy to
Your
just think
time is through.
how long murdering's been going on for, dude.
yeah.
Murdering's been going
Okay.
on forever, dude.
Oh, God. Yeah. And it happens in nature with like every species. And
Mm-hmm.
you see crazy, horrible things happen, with the murders in the animal kingdom. It's sad to look at, but
Sometimes it's too gnarly.
it's too much. Yeah. Yeah. It's too much to see.
Nature's vicious, dude.
Nature is brutal.
Yeah.
Nature is I mean, like, when you think about it, like, yeah, like, look at like the life of like lions and gazelles, like the whole thing, their whole
Ugh.
relationship is it's toxic.
It-
It really is.
It's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. In giraffes, dude, I didn't even know this, bro. Their fucking long necks, most of the shit they eat is just off the ground. Their long neck is for defense, so they can create the physics and the whip to hit people with their strong ass necks.
Speaking of long necks and giraffes, I don't know if I told you about this. So I used to think giraffes just always had long necks, but it's actually from evolution. You see, the ones with the longer necks were able to eat leaves and survive and live long enough to reproduce, have babies, whereas there were giraffes with shorter necks. They couldn't reach the leaves or anything, so they all died out, So it's the giraffes actually that had the longer necks that were able to survive because they could reach all those leaves and eat, And I feel bad because you see all those short-necked giraffes like, I can't reach any leaves.
Yeah.
No one wants to fuck me. I'm dead. Come on.
And that's just the way they were born.
Dude. Yeah.
It's not their fault.
They were the short kings of
They-
the
yes.
giraffe,
hopefully their lives were short and merry, dude, but they
Dude.
freaking are dead now.
Yeah, man. It sucks being them, not being able to get those leaves, you know?
It's funny how dudes
Dude,
were
and those
tiny.
tall ones, they're like, you know, the tall, like, Adam Driver types that are, you know, going and getting their leaves, you know, whatever.
Just freaking getting chicks, dude.
Dude, yeah, exactly, dude.
Otzi was maybe tall for back in his day, too,
They
dude.
say he was about 5'3", which is short because that's how tall people were.
Yeah.
People were not very tall back in the old days, you know, back in those old days.
Yep.
Which is, crazy.
But he was strong. He probably could bench press a shit ton, dude.
yeah.
Probably power clean a shit ton.
Oh, easily, yeah. He was probably carrying kettlebells when he was hiking
Easily.
through the mountains and everything when they
Easily.
found him. That's how they caught him off guard and everything.
For sure.
But yeah, and I was reading about how, like, you know, the whole thing with cavemen, they say the reason they believe a lot of them ventured into caves was to hunt hibernating bears. You think about that. Catch a bear when it's asleep.
Off guard. Smart.
Off guard, kill it, and then you get all the fur that you can wear, get all the meat and all the bones and things you can use, things like that. But how insane would that be to go traveling through a cave and be like, all right, bro, you got your pointy stick, I got my pointy stick. All right, on 3, we're gonna just fucking,
dude.
and the
Don't-
bear's like, just like sleeping, but it's like giant grizzly bear, just gnarly, just growling, and you're like, all right,
Dude.
so let's try. Then they, oh fuck, it broke.
Yeah, exactly,
And he's like,
dude.
oh, it's up now, dude, fucking thrashing him around, like, got it, dude, trying to run out of the cave, dude. The bear's fucking clawing you like Revenant style, dragging you by the feet. Dude, just poking it with a stick, like, fuck, I thought we had it, you know, dude. Use your copper axe, dude. Where's Otzi?
Dude, yeah, get Otzi in here, dude. Get him
Otzi,
in here.
dude. And then Otzi just shows up and throws the axe and just goes right in the bear's forehead, and it like goes down, dude. And they're like, that's why you're the chieftain.
Exactly, dude.
That's why you're
Exactly.
the chieftain, Otzi, dude. He's like,
Maybe he left because he's like, dude, I'm sick of catching food for you guys.
he's like,
I'm just going to go hang by myself.
yeah, it's like, I got to
Chill.
do everything by myself around here, man. And they also think that, you know, when cavemen were in those caves, they think that, like, because there's a lot of drawings, ancient artwork from cavemen. You know, they used to draw, dude. They had like their
in this era they were
Banksies and
drawing
stuff,
for
you
sure.
know?
Dude, guy did rebel art, dude.
Dude, yeah, all their
He
Banksy
put like an
drawings,
ancient phone
ancient
booth, whatever that
stencils.
looks like. dude,
Exactly,
with
it's
a,
like a drawing
with a
of
hamster in
cave.
it, being like, "What, dude? We're just hamsters and neckties, you know."
Exactly. Yeah. No, but they think that when the cavemen were in those caves, that, like, you know, some kind of like, it kind of triggered like that, almost not a psychedelic, but maybe psychedelic or mysticism, imagination. Like, we're in the dark, we're in this crazy cave, we just slaughtered like a sleeping beast. Dude, I'm gonna just draw some shit for a while.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
bro.
Like, I just need to draw. Let me just draw, because it's like, what were they doing in there? You know, like, they got inspired. They inspired their imagination to draw those pictures. You know.
And in the late stages, they had semi-agricultural capabilities, grains, so their brain, they had more nutrients, so their brain was able to grow. They were able to sleep longer. Their brain could grow and then get smarter and create sick-ass art, dude, and better tools.
And, you know, speaking, I want to tell you about this because I was reading about evolutionary biology, and it's important to learn about the caveman and those Neanderthal periods because a lot of our human behavior comes as a direct result from evolutionary biology.
Yeah.
We develop certain traits, for example, like, when people talk about like, men are attracted to like breasts and things like that. Back in the cave times, that would symbolize, providing milk to a
Correct.
baby, or seeing like wide hips, things like, childbearing hips and things like that, and they say like, women like guys that are like really strong and muscly. That's like, can you kill a bear? Can you successfully kill that bear and bring back the fur and meat to the cave
Correct.
and all that type of stuff? It's none of it's superficial on anything. It's all like goes back to the cave times, needing to have that protection, that protector who's gonna keep away from the invading tribes come in. Can you fight them off? Are you smart enough to build a fire and all that type of stuff?
That's why big-titted goths are, top of the totem pole. It's like they also have that mysticism, dude. They understand they can be in a cave in darkness, maybe rave, maybe dance.
Yeah.
They get horny in darkness, dude. That's legit.
Dude,
That's why that's huge on OnlyFans these days.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting.
Historical.
Also, yeah, because like, and even with evolution, certain things like, you hear about like how typically in male-female behavior, if there's a couple like that are together, if a woman cheats and has an affair, that triggers something in a lot of men that would make them like angry or really upset, or they fear. Men are a lot more worried about someone having an affair versus being in love with another man. They're not going to care so much about if she loves someone else versus if she's been with someone else, because they have to be 100% sure that they're passing on their genes.
Right.
This all comes from The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins, who's an evolutionary biologist and wrote a lot of good books, but he talks about that. So in like, Men Today, so if the girl has a crush on someone, the guy's less likely to make a big deal is if he thinks, oh, you might have had an affair, because it triggers that I need to make sure if I'm bringing home resources, I killed a bear, I'm keeping the fire, that has to be, I'm passing on my genes,
Yes.
because we exist as basically we're like lumbering robots that are designed to propel our genes into the next generation, then ensure their survival to grow on and pass their genes forward again as well, So, and then and it's also the opposite he talks about, like with women. So if a guy has an affair with a woman, she's less likely to be as angry as if he were in love with another woman, because then there's the risk of him not coming back to the cave, If he goes and does his thing, okay, but as long as he comes back and we are able to raise this offspring so it can survive, get big enough to survive on its own and reproduce on its own self, you know what I mean?
That's like when Neymar had like a supermodel wife, and they had like a deal in their relationship where she was like, look, you're a soccer star, I know you're gonna go cheat on me, just don't kiss. And he broke that rule too. She's like, you can do anything, but if you kiss, I'm out. And then he did.
Wow.
I know, bro.
Yeah, it goes back to that thing.
It's like that. So it's kind of like what you're saying with this.
So yeah, so men are more likely to get angry if she's cheated versus if she's in love. Women are more likely to get angry if he's in love versus he's cheated, because it goes back to that caveman time. And obviously this is a general statement, not for, every single person or anything. This is sort of in general. But also it talks about the evolutionary need for love. So oxytocin is a chemical created in your brain. It's the love chemical, the love juice. And the reason, and this is not to be like a downer, but the reason they say it kind of came up was so when ancient cavemen were boning, their brains would flood with oxytocin, so they would love each other, and then that's what kept them together, So if a caveman was just like boning and having babies, he'd get distracted and walk off and try to bone someone else, or he'd walk off and try to do something. Oh, I'm gonna go live in this cave now. But with that oxytocin, he's got that love. He wants to come back. He wants to be there, and she wants to be there. So same thing with babies. When a baby's born, the mother's brain produces oxytocin, so they love their baby. Because otherwise, think how difficult babies are to deal with. If you're ancient times, can someone take this fucking thing? It's yelling.
Can't hold a spear. It's gonna wake up the bear that we're trying to kill.
Pain in the ass. You have to love it, so you'll devote all your time and resources to caring for it and making sure that it's able to be brought up correctly, survive. And that's in genetics, the whole purpose is about reproducing, staying alive long enough to reproduce. And that goes back to everything. That's why people work out. That's why they put on nice clothes. That's why they groom themselves. It's about attraction, being able to, come off appearing decent, likable, so you can, meet someone and hopefully reproduce, fall in love, and raise your genes to the next level,
I've been trying to convince my wife I'm good at playing Call of Duty. Do you realize that's a reproductive trait?
Yes.
That's sick.
So you can have offspring that are also good at Call of Duty. Yeah.
Have you seen how sick it is? I'm on comms with my boys. Good relationships. She hasn't taken to that yet. But yeah,
she wants to know what skills or what evolutionary use that has. She's probably thinking, well,
chilling.
How can chilling is good. Chilling is good.
Dude, maybe
brings happiness.
Yes.
Brings staying around.
Maybe Otzi was just had a bunch of kids and was just taking like a ancient cig break, dude. Like
Ancient
gonna go
cig
roll
break.
some of those herbs that he had on him or something like that. Maybe there were some dried herbs.
Yeah.
Was gonna roll them into like probably not roll, maybe a pipe. No, he didn't have a pipe on him.
He might have had a pipe on him, but yeah. You know, I mean,
Fuck.
who knows? He might have had a family, dude. He might have. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he ran out of oxytocin and just wandered off. You know, That would suck.
Oxytocin depletion, dude.
Dude, oxytocin, man. But yeah,
Dude, oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
Dude,
Bro, I'm sure he had a family. There's some people that say that he's got ancestors that live today.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna wonder.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought. It was
they're
probably
related to him.
Iceman from Top Gun, dude. He's pretty jacked and built. He looks almost like that guy looked a little Val Kilmer-ish,
He did.
you know, little
Yeah.
Val Kilmer-ish.
Yeah, prominent brow line,
Right,
you know,
dude.
strong jaw.
The other Iceman was a serial killer back in the day.
Oh yeah,
dude.
the famous the Hitman.
Iceman,
Yeah,
the Hitman.
the
Yeah.
Cusack movie.
Dude, that
All
guy
right,
was
dude.
wild, bro.
Before we bone up out of here, dude, you want to play a little game, dude?
Bro, you know I'm down to play a game.
Little time travel segment. I like to call this Help Hurt Bone. Okay, operates a little bit like Kill Mary, you know, and Harmony. You're able to go back in history,
Yo.
and you can help one of these individuals, hurt one of these individuals, and bone one of these individuals. Okay. So, would you rather? So between, and if you don't know anyone, let me know.
Okay.
Marie Antoinette,
Yep.
Mother Teresa,
Mm-hmm.
and Qing Shi. Qing Shi was a famous pirate captain. She commanded like the biggest pirate fleet in China. Like,
Really?
yeah. And she was a former prostitute, if that helps. And she
Okay.
rose the ranks to like the admiral, or like whatever the equivalent.
In the
pirate,
prostitute world or the pirate
the
world?
pirate world.
Okay, so she wasn't the head of prostitutes.
She was not.
Okay, but no,
But
she sounds
became
badass.
she became the head of everything, dude.
I think she sounds really cool. So,
Yeah.
help, hurt, or bone. Okay, and my options. Okay, so let's start with Marie Antoinette. Bone.
Well, you would bone Marie Antoinette.
Before I mean, in her prime, sure.
This
right?
is in her prime, yeah.
Like
Not after she
obviously
gets
not after
murdered,
she's
yeah, yeah.
been beheaded by the
Yeah.
guillotine or anything like that. Or you know what? And then Mother Teresa, help.
I was hoping you would have said bone.
Yeah, but you know,
She
I don't
not
know,
she
dude.
she took a vow of celibacy. She would,
did,
and this has to be. We're both fired up on this.
and she's
In this hypothetical scenario, all these ladies would be down.
Mother Teresa, see, she's a mother, and I don't want to be a stepdad or anything
True,
like that,
true,
you
true.
know. So, so I don't know, you know. And the other one, Qing Shi, I guess I would help hurt. I guess I would hurt her because she's a pirate. So I
Yes.
think that's the answer.
And by hurt,
correct
I mean
that one.
prevent her from achieving the greatness. Not like you have to
Yeah.
go up and like. punch her.
Okay, I would hurt her plans.
Yes.
Your pirate plans are through. They're
Yes.
finished, see? But yeah, I think that would be the order, you know. And I mean, now I'm thinking maybe help Marie Antoinette, but I don't know if that would have been bad or how that would have affected
Yeah,
history,
you would have like
you
helped
know?
the monarchy.
Yeah.
They would have like stuck around longer, I guess.
Maybe they would make
Because you
them
have your
very
knowledge from
powerful.
now. You can go back and be like, look, don't say have their cake and eat it too. That's not going to go over well.
Or let them eat cake.
Just let them eat cake. Yeah. Don't say that, dude. Like that's not going to go over well. Mother Teresa seems like she did a pretty good job on her own.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably even go and, you know, foil a couple of Mother Teresa's plans, which would be
Yeah.
mean, not charitable, but you'd get away with it. So if it was me,
Mhm.
I would help Marie Antoinette, but not, actually, no. I would probably hurt Marie Antoinette. I'd be like, I wouldn't even help her out. I'd be like, yeah, dude, tell everyone to let them eat cake. Go tell everyone, dude. And it sucks because, you know, she was like a young princess or whatever, and gets murdered. That sucks. Mother Teresa seems chill. I might be like, hey, dude, let me help you out. Do some charitable acts to make up for playing a part in the murder of Marie Antoinette, which is a bummer of me to do. And then Qing Shi, I mean, she's a powerful lady.
Man, she sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, to help her. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that game, man. You got
It's
any
a
other
fun
games,
game.
dude? What are the
All right,
game you there?
we did personal time travel. Okay, here's one. It's a little segment I called Be Someone.
Be someone.
You can go back
Be someone.
into history.
Be someone.
You're you currently right now. All the information and everything that you have, you are you. You can go back into any period of history and body swap Freaky Friday style with anyone
Mm.
for 1 week. But then that person has to come back and live 1 week in your life, and they might really mess things up depending on who you pick.
Yeah.
So like you could pick anyone, but then you got to also think, hey, they're going to come back and I'm going to have to deal with the fallout of when, like, say I was like, dude, I want to be.
I got it.
Okay.
Who do you want to be?
I don't know. You go first because I was going to.
Yeah, man. If I could go back in time and spend a week as one person, I would go back as Julius Caesar, bro.
All right. Yeah, bro. That's a sick
while
choice.
he was with Cleopatra, while they were in their prime
Bro,
together.
yeah.
I would be living as like, you know, the head of Rome, you know, just conquered Gaul. Now I've got my beautiful Egyptian bride, Cleopatra, and together we're just dominating, ruling shit, you know. I would live like that. And you know, Caesar, if he came back as me, dude, he would just be
dude, you would get promoted, dude. He would be like, you would be running every company.
Yeah,
dude.
running companies, just conquering coffee shops. And
he also might get you in jail. Like someone might talk to him wrong and he'd be like, I'm gonna crucify this person.
Crucifying people.
Dude, he'd murder people on the streets, dude. They'd mess up his Starbucks order.
Come back as Vlad Dracula and have him
dude,
exactly,
dude.
Well, I guess at least the neighbors aren't making noise anymore, you know? Yeah, that would be pretty crazy, man. What about going back as Otzi?
Bro, I would like to go back and figure out what happened.
I'd like to go back to caveman times and, like, you know, I would just be the one who impresses them. I was like, hey, guys, look at this, huh? Ooh, what do we got here, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, dude.
Where's my thumb going? Where's my thumb going? You know.
That's probably the best thing to do.
Show them a lighter, and they're like, ooh, they're like bowing and praying. And
you could become a god, dude. Yeah.
I could be their John Frum.
Like that Captain James Cook who went to Hawaii.
No,
I was going to tell
the cargo cult, John Frum.
Oh, you would be John Frum. Yeah, exactly. Did they end up turning on him or no?
No, they still
like him. Yeah,
have him there.
In Hawaii, they turned on James Cook. They like regaled him as a god, and then he left on like pretty sick terms. Like, all right, sick. Then there was a bad storm, and he came back, and then they were like, "Oh, this guy's just greedy, dude. Fuck this guy sucks. Let's kill him."
Yeah, man. That's
well, dude, I love this.
Dude.
Harmony, fired up, great freaking share, great to drop the knowledge. I mean, maybe you convinced us love isn't real, or is it?
No,
kidding?
it's real.
It's
maybe
real.
it's a combination. I want to believe it's real. I want you all to believe it's real too.
Love is real.
Love is all you need. Love is the answer.
Love is all you need. Now, what we need
about love.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. Wait, what is that?
Van Halen, right?
Yeah.
My love is rotten to the core.
Before we get the heck up out of here, anything going on, anything to share, any shows coming up, any specials, anything we need to check out from Harmony that I need to share in the links or whatever.
Yo, man, check it out. I got to put some stuff together, man. I might be in Tucson on February 21st and 2nd. You know, check that out. Just check me out. Check out my Instagram. Follow me on there. I'll be posting stuff. And then, hopefully we'll get another show soon. Oh, we did a show recently. Strider came and did an improv show with me together.
That was a blast,
dude. We had a blast, man.
Improv
show.
explosion.
We had a crazy guy in the audience that went nuts in the middle of my show, man.
Yes, dude.
We're like, where's the security,
dude.
bro? Literally, there was a...
Luckily, he was like Otzi's size, though, but not jacked. We could have handled him if we had to.
He was a modern Otzi nerd kind of guy, just went a little nutty in the room, and dude, we're like, well, that's why you need security nowadays.
That's why you need some self-check. This guy's like, look, I'm a star already. I'm going to take the stage. It's like,
oh no, this guy's just like, like, can someone get this person under control over here? He's like,
you did do a good
job. Dude, this is the middle of my show. What's going on? All right, so just let me say.
You did a good job. You did a good job with it.
We're doing an improv show. There's a segment where I got to get a contestant, a participant from the audience. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, so, you know, if anyone, and I was like, I'm going around, I'm going to choose someone, and this guy's like, pick me, blah, 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 pick me. And I was like, no, you're a little too much. You got to calm down. He's like, pick me. me. And
his energy wasn't
know,
that much lower than Harmony. Like
that was
like
the
Harmony's
energy.
playing it up a little bit. Like he was like
that's
he
how
was,
bro.
No, he was intense. Yeah,
he was intense, and you never pick these people that are so intense like that. It's gonna be out of control. So I was like, no, man, calm down. He's like, man. So the guy gets out of his chair, comes rushing up the stage. Yeah,
he came
and I'm
right
like,
at you.
I'm like, oh, he just bum rushed the stage. I was like, okay, no, not you. He's like, no, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Me. I'm like, okay, all right, okay, fine. I was like, let's give you a chance. Let's give him a chance. I'm all like, all right, cool, man. Well, tell me your name. What's my name? Wait, what's my name? I'm like, oh my God, this guy's, and I'm like, oh, he's not even communicating. I'm like, so how's your day going? He's like, hey, what day? Should I sit? Should I stand? Should I move around? And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's out of control. He's taking over. And I'm like, and now I'm in a position where I'm like, I want to be like, hey man, you need to go back to your seat. But I'm like, I don't know if he's like crazy or if he's just acting this way, acting like a weirdo.
And he did enter your personal bubble.
He got in the personal bubble.
Yeah.
He took the stage, and I'm like, hey bro, you gotta have a seat. You can't just run up here like this. And he's like, what? Have a seat? Should I stand? Should I sit? And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, so if I just chuck this guy out, I'm gonna look like Tony Soprano. Like I had to get rid of him. I got a situation.
Yeah,
all right?
exactly.
I'm going to beat this guy's face in, all right, you motherfucker. But if I just let him do his thing, I'm like, he's, just going to act all like weird. And he was. And so I was like, okay, great. Tell me where you're from. And he's like, what? Who? Huh? I'm like, okay. So if I chuck this guy out, I look crazy. And I don't know if he's got something wrong with him. I don't want him to show up with 100 of his friends showing up with, signs the next day.
Or he just follows you home
I'm
by
like,
himself.
No, man.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, having to deal with this thing. I'm like, and this was my birthday. And I'm like, I'm going to do something nice, have a show for my birthday. I got a guy jumping up and down. He's got fork holes all around his mouth. I'm trying to get things under control. Just like, hey, bro, have a seat. You're not needed here. He's like, not needed. Blah, blah, blah. He's keeping prescription companies in business.
Yeah, probably,
pharmaceutical
sadly.
companies like, ooh, great. We're going to, make a lot of money with this subject here,
He's the type of guy who probably eats a candy bar with a fork and knife.
Exactly, dude.
But you know what?
Exactly. He's the guy who holds binoculars backwards and then
yes.
yeah.
But
So
dude, you handled it well. I mean,
we had a good time. But we had a good time. But you never know with live shows, you think most people are like, just regular chill people, but sometimes you get people that are just a little out of control, little too much, but we had a good time. So that was a fun show we had. We got to keep doing more shows, but we had a blast. It was a good time. And look, it's rock and roll. This is comedy, man. Look, stuff is going to happen and you just got to roll with it. And that's the art. That's the life. That's the show. Everything gets peppered into it. We mix it around and, and it is what it is, dude. That's life. Life is what happens when you're busy making plans,
Expect the unexpected, baby.
Expect the unexpected. That's art. That's nature's art, With just things happen, But it was fun. It was actually really fun. But yeah, man, I needed to get an elephant tranquilizer because I'm like, this guy's jumping up and down, running up towards the stage. All right, dude.
Sick.
But, God bless everyone. God bless him. God bless the show. God bless you.
Thank you, bro.
I'm just happy to be alive and happy to be here hanging out. I'm so happy you brought me back in. Happy to see everybody, man. It's been cool, man.
Dude, thanks for cruising, bro. You're the freaking man. We'll hopefully we'll get another live shows too. That dude won't get invited. Everyone who's listening is invited. Dude, keep freaking staying stoked. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these games. I want to infuse more of these in the future. So in the comments, let me know what you think. Hit me up. I want some suggestions. Anything that's sick, even stuff maybe not history related. Let's talk whatever. Let's freaking mix it up. Let's make a smoothie out of this, baby. Let's make it delicious. You know what I'm saying? So stay stoked, and we'll freaking catch you on the next one. Harmony, thank you, and Aaron, you're a freaking beast, dude. Lit.
Yeah.